Hello, welcome to my garden. I have been away from my garden for 5 weeks. I haven't seen it at all. My dad has been in charge of watering it, keeping it alive. It is now, it is now, um, it is now mid of July. So let's go have a look. First thing I notice is my roses. They actually look very nice. They're blooming for the second time. And this time last year, they were naked, and this time around, they've kept a lot of their leaves, which they tend to lose due to black mold. Now, this flower bed does need a lot of maintenance, but for the most part, it looks nice. These are gazania flowers. Just look at the bright colors on these. And I do have a different color, only one bloom showing up here. These are snapdragons infested with scale. Okay, well, I see a lot of color here, so I have to say this is a win. Look at this gorgeous flower bed. The vinca are just going wild. I have planted the white and pink ones, and just the amount of flowers on these, I love it. I also planted lamb's ear. Don't you just love the texture? I'm very happy with this. With this container, it does look very full. This coleus was actually struggling for a while, so I'm very happy to see it in its full glory. The butterfly bush isn't as lush as I thought it would be, but you know what? It has been attracting pollinators, so I'm happy with this. This long, skinny flower bed goes all along the arborvitae, so I try to break it up into 3 sections. So my first section this year has the vinca and lamb's ear, and in this second section I have planted white begonia with bright green and then a dark green foliage. I like that contrast. Also, I have underplanted ajuga, and man, it has spread. That looks awesome. So I believe I will enjoy this ground cover here. It should overwinter for me easily. So I think this will provide a lot of winter interest for this flower bed. I'm looking forward to it. Here we come to the third section of this long skinny flower bed, dominated by the 4 o'clocks. And they have this rich color. Don't you just love it? Now behind them I have some fall plants, including asters and coral bells. Here I have a mix of sweet alyssum, This is the back view. I am overall very pleased with this section. Now look at these zinnias. So these have got to be some of my favorite colors here. And just look at the shape of these flowers. It's like a flower within a flower. Amazing. And I do have this beautiful volunteer sunflower. Thank you for volunteering right there. This is right at my entryway. So what a great display of welcome. What a win. And let's see, when we enter through the gate, seems underwhelming and disappointing. Pretty much the way I left it was underwhelming. It seems everything's underperforming. These celosia I put for a pop of color, and they're actually doing a great job. But they are kind of small. I think actually in size they are great, but they are being overshadowed by the tall cosmos plants that got very bulky, but there's no sign of blooms or buds or anything. It's just foliage. Maybe they need some fertilizer. And I think I'll trim these back. I'll pinch them. So I would say this is, kind of a fail. And in this section, oh, it looks so sad. I actually bought petunias for this area, but they are struggling. I have some alyssum, sweet alyssum, and lobelia. And I really was hoping that they would bulk up and just have a bunch of color. So, I mean, there is some color, but overall, I am kind of disappointed with the performance or lack thereof of these plants in this corner. Ice plant looks just as stunning as it was this spring. I love it in this section. That ends with some raspberry plants. Quite a lot of fruit and quite a lot of damage to the leaves. Okay, rock garden. Well, what can I say? My rock garden has been messy for a while now, but there are some plants here and there giving it a little bit of interest. So I'd say it's doing okay. It's not spectacular, but it's not horrendous either. So I would say it's a pass. The planters, I'd say overall, they actually look pretty good. So there are geraniums underplanted with some sweet alyssum. I do get a lot of bugs of some sort that are eating the sweet alyssum alive. And, you know, geraniums being geraniums, they do need to be deadheaded. But overall, I'd say this looks okay. My gorgeous blue spruce bed in the background. I see brown, lots and lots of brown. Well, this is horrifying. This is my golden bamboo and it's dry to a crisp. I do not think there's saving these. There's just no green left on them. Well, I'll water them and definitely keep my fingers crossed. Maybe they do come back, but it definitely does not look promising. So in hindsight, I kind of wish I hadn't told my dad not to water these, but once a week. This one's green. There's one in the whole container. They say, though, that golden bamboo spreads like a weed, so maybe with it having weed-like qualities, it'll come back. What do you guys think? Now look at this lush garden bed. Now that's more like it, except these celosia plants are way too tall for this space. I think I'm going to chop these down, put them in a vase, or maybe try and dry them. Because you can't even see. Down here, I have shorter celosia, lamb's ear. There's some vinca in the background that you can't even see. Wow, these are like on steroids. Look at the size of this plant. So it looks like there are seeds. They are beautiful. The lobelia in the lower right corner is performing really well. Snapdragons that have seen better days. Oh, look at that dead plant. Completely dried up marigold. Impatience. That needs to be cleaned up, but overall lovely color. So I'll give this flower bed a pass, but it could be doing better. Needs a little bit of cleaning and fertilizing. Oh, look at this Japanese maple. It has red. It's mid-August. I see red leaves. Fall must be coming. Okay, some hydrangea with blooms all dried up now. And in my area, the hydrangea does typically have this color of leaves. I should definitely treat it for chlorosis. Give it some iron. I am very excited to even see them bloom because last year they got nipped by frost and I had zero blooms. Marguerite daisies. No blooms. Just a few. Marigold doing a little better here. And yes, this area is a smorgasbord of things. Really looks kind of wild, crazy. It could be better. I did plant little tiny vinca, and having installed the drip, I thought they would be doing better. And I just quickly wanted to show you this area. So I do have a cobea plant. It's kind of behind. I mean, normally it doesn't bloom until August. I am hopeful. And then these are just peas that are completely done. So I'll pull those out. This is my wisteria, just crazy. I pruned it 5 weeks ago. Look at that. Look at the little suckers. Now these guys are all volunteers. So I planted bamboo here, and it looks like I have two different varieties of tomatoes that just volunteered. Wow, they look awesome. What a win. Well, there you have it. My heat summer garden tour. I would say for the most part, I am pleased with the way things are. Some areas are underperforming, but I guess that is to be expected with A, the heat, B, me, the gardener, not being present, and the plants not getting fertilized, not getting pruned, not getting cleaned up. So I'll take it, and it may not seem very likely, but I am gonna keep my fingers crossed for the bamboo, for the resurrection of bamboo. Thank you so much for joining me.